What's goody, Barons?
On today's episode, we'll meet another Bartist.
Hear about sports history from Abigail.
See if you're smarter than a 5th grader.
Find out how you can try out for Season 4 of BCC TV.
And get some more info about chips.
I'm Pria Vasquez.
And I'm Poppy Black.
And you're watching BCC TV.
So Pira, tell me what's up with the news.
This past Tuesday, the city of Chicago elected their first black female mayor, Lori Lightfoot. After her election, Lightfoot gave a speech about her determination in addressing the city's issues with public education and safety, and her wish to support local business owners and undocumented immigrants.
American rapper Nipsey Hussle was shot and killed last Sunday. The following day, a candlelight vigil was held in which 19 people were injured.
Star Capital LLC has proposed a mixed-use development in downtown Bethesda. Besides the inclusion of a residence building, garage parking, and space for retail, the plan presents the building of a new movie theater with the remaining 4,000 square feet.
The SAT Administration Day is this coming Tuesday. Juniors, make sure to study while the rest of us are getting an extra few hours of sleep.
If you haven't already, go ahead and give our Instagram a follow. Our @ is bcctv.co. We post a lot of info about the show, including announcements, previews, and of course, humor.
Hey guys, you want to be on BCC TV? Be like these guys right here. Auditions are happening on April 15th, right here in the TV studio during lunch. You want to be on BCC TV? This is your chance. See you there.
Hey Poppy, if you were sent back to 5th grade, do you think you would be able to pass?
Of course, that's such a dumb question.
You sure about that? Bet you can't answer this question.
Try me.
How many cups are in 28 fluid ounces?
I don't know.
You see, 5th grade isn't that easy, but I bet most of our Barons are smarter, right?
Can I ask you some questions? Can you name all the oceans for me? You're not asking me.
Atlantic,
Pacific,
Indian,
Arctic,
the oceans, Indian. How many are there? Atlantic.
Guys, all right, okay. I got a sophomore question then. What are the 3 branches of the United States government?
Executive, judicial, legislative.
All right, Winston, the person in a novel who tells a story from a third-person perspective is called a what?
The person in a novel who
A narrator.
Stop.
What is a scalene triangle?
I was in geometry last year, bro.
I'm in geometry right now.
Then you should know. I don't remember. Scaling is when it's like all equal sides, right?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
So, what is the freezing point of water?
32 degrees.
Hey!
Question is, I need you to spell hippopotamus.
Hippopotamus.
Boy, if you don't get it has an S? Hippopotamus? So what's a hippopotamus? What has a, it doesn't have a S out of all the letters you could have picked.
Spell hippopotamus.
It's Hippopoma.
Are you sure about that?
Wait, no, that's not. Hoppotamus.
Beautiful, you did it perfectly.
That's nonsense. And you should know better.
Can you spell hippopotamus?
Hippopotamus.
5. Sea Barons, a 5th grader is smarter than you guys.
Okay, I guess our high schoolers really just aren't smarter than a 5th grader.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even think you could answer half those questions.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Can't even lie.
Wait, do you hear that?
No.
I think that means it's time to meet another Bartist.
Let's take a look at one of our talented IB art students.
Hi! Didn't see you there.
Tahia. I'm in 12th grade. And I'm an artist, actress, performer. And I'm only 5'2". My focus is performance. I've been acting for a really, really long time, since I was like really little. So I was inspired to take that performance art aspect of my life and then channel that into visual art. As a person, I always feel kind of overwhelmed and like I have way too much inside of me and way too many thoughts, and it's very overwhelming. And every time I create art, it's a way to externalize everything that I'm feeling inside and a way to kind of purge everything going on. It's very like tactile. Like I'm a person who talks a lot and is running around and always has energy and blah blah blah, and that's really good for me when I'm acting and performing because I let that out on stage. But whenever I do visual art, what's amazing about it is it's something that I only do for myself, and this is like the first time I've had an exhibition in a really long time. Every single day you have so many thoughts and so many things going on, and it's a way to take one moment, a couple of hours, a couple of weeks, solely focusing on externalizing one of these thoughts, and that's really cathartic, and it's really calming, and it just allows you to reset and move on and move forward with your life. Life is about maximizing your joy. In my opinion, life is about being a good person, causing the least amount of harm, and maximizing your joy. And it's important to find the things that maximize your joy and then go fully into them and then share that with other people.
Thank you for that. Keep up the awesome work, Pria. Bro.
What? I like chips.
I honestly prefer the class, but that's just me.
There's a class where you can eat chips?
Oh, Piero, that's not what it's about at all.
So chips is unlike any other class.
It's so laid back. It's very like inviting. I feel like there's people, just like all kinds of random people that are just kind of like coming together and we're making something pretty cool.
You're really able to take leadership of something that is really cool, which is a final product, which is the magazine.
You should join CHIPS if you're either really good at writing or art, or you really appreciate writing or art, or you're a creative person in general, or if you're just looking to have a nice period in the day where you can kind of relax and have fun.
It's a creative burst. And it's like no other class. You produce a product. At the end of the year, you hold this in your hand, something you can be proud of, and you have done everything involved in producing it.
You see, if you said the CHIPS Literary Magazine, I would have known what you were talking about.
I'm sorry, BCC, just ignore him. But seriously consider signing up for the class.
Anyway, the March Madness tournament has finally reached the Final Four. The stakes might be high, but don't you wish the stakes were even higher?
I think they were back in the day. I think Abigail has something to show us.
Hi, fellow Barons. Don't you love sporting events like croquet? Is that the one people like? Well, I do too, as shown by my vast knowledge of sporty things. But don't you wish that the stakes were higher sometimes so you could really get into it? Well, long, long ago, before nerds decided that it was immoral and reckless, sports were awesome. Take the Aztecs, who invented a game called Ulama. The game works like this. There were 2 stone hoops, 8 to 11 feet in the air on opposite sides of the court, which was sort of V-shaped with 2 slopes dipping towards the middle. Anyway, each team had to hit a rubber ball into the hoops, and whoever got the first point won. Kind of like basketball, right? Except they couldn't use their hands. Instead, they would use their hips, elbows, and knees to hit the ball. And if the sport wasn't deadly enough, some sources claim that either the winning or losing team would have the honor of being sacrificed to the gods. And you know what? We should probably bring that back. Wouldn't the NCAA tournament be so much better if Mike Krzyzewski got to cut someone's heart out with an obsidian knife? But Mesoamerica wasn't the only place where people got to kill one another in public. In Italy, the boot of Europe, there stands a beautiful, majestic Colosseum. I think you know where this is going. Gladiators. Now, we all know about gladiators. Many young men were thrust into horrific and bloody battles for the glory of Rome, but said battles were pretty different from their cinematic portrayal. For example, it wasn't up to the emperor or ruler that would decide the gladiator's fate. Even though the emperor had the final say, often that decision was left up to the masses. And while we're on the subject of the famous thumbs down, some historians actually believe that the emperors didn't do this. Some historians have suggested that they used a thumbs up to signal death, and either used thumbs down or two fingers to let someone live. Another oft underappreciated aspect of Colosseum culture is the fact that there were different types of gladiators. There were Thraces and Myrmiliones, who fought with swords and shields. There were Equites, who battled on horseback, Isidari, who did chariot battles, and Rotarius, who were armed with only a net and trident. Regardless of their type, many gladiators were viewed as celebrities in some form. Rivaling the stands of today, many women wore jewelry dipped in their favorite gladiator's blood and perfume and facial creams with their sweat mixed in, which is not the grossest thing I've seen fangirls do, but ew. I could talk all day about the nuances of gladiatorial combat, but in order to keep my segment from being cut, I'll have to leave it there. That's all for this week, Barons. Back to you, Maya and Piero.
That was intense. Let's tone it back and see what's happening in the world of real sports.
What's going on this week, Jeremiah?
Hey Barons, we've had an insane week of spring sports. First, in outdoor tracks matchup against Wooten on Wednesday, the guys took the L, just barely losing. But the girls caught the dub after almost doubling Wooten's points in the insane Baron Brigade competition on Wednesday. Girls softball punished Churchill Saturday and then went on to demolish Tuesday against Paint Branch with a big game from both Sydney Pasternak and Rachel Camus. Great job, girls. Softball will be taking on Kennedy on Saturday, away at Kennedy at 10. Come out and show support. Co-ed volleyball dominated Richard Montgomery Tuesday, and they have an away game Friday at Whitman at 5:30. Make sure to come show your Baron pride against the rival Vikings. Girls lacrosse, the Army, last Friday had a tough loss to Churchill, but came up big, crushing Northwest. Lax then went on to crush Wheaton Wednesday night. Come watch the Army catch the dub in their next battle Saturday against Kennedy at 11:30. Guys lacrosse played well on Saturday, but ended up ultimately losing to Churchill, but they absolutely crushed Wheaton handily by a whole 20 points on Tuesday. On Friday, girls tennis busted Blair, but on Tuesday they unfortunately took the L to Wooten. Shout out Dahlia Cedarbaum and Annika Townsend for winning their doubles match in this competitive matchup. The BCC gymnastics team got first place at their first meet of the season against both Blair and Gaithersburg in overall team score. Shout out to Adelaide, Maja, Emily, Safi, and Stella for placing in all events and all around too. Gymnastics has their first home meet of the season this upcoming Thursday at 6 o'clock against Whitman. Be there or be square. Guys baseball crushed Paint Branch on Monday and then went on to beat in a close game against Einstein on Wednesday, where they walked off in the 7th inning with a ground ball from junior Alex Seidman. Now before I go, I have a special announcement. The next big Baron Brigade event is the softball game this upcoming Wednesday, April 10th at 3:45 at BCC against Whitman. Getting Baron Brigade points, supporting softball, and whooping Whitman sounds like a whole lot of fun to me. I hope that everyone comes out to this amazing event to show all your Baron pride. Also, before you go, I have an extra special announcement. Girls Powder Puff is on April 26th at 3 p.m. at Lynbrook. Make sure to buy your shirts by April 12th. You can get your shirts from the link below. Contact Greta Farkas or Samaya Bernardo if you have any questions. Well, that's all for the sports this week, Barons. Back to you, Maya and Piero.
Thanks for that, Jeremiah.
Well, that's all for this week, Barons.
Check back in next Friday for more news, updates, and humor.
Keep those standards high, BCC.
And the week-old April Fool's jokes low.
I'm Poppy Black.
And I'm Piero Vasquez.
And we're signing off.